Nakuru is the fourth largest city in Kenya, home to more than 600,000 people. By day, it moves with purpose, businesses open, streets fill, and life unfolds with quiet determination. By night, it transforms. The city glows with energy, music spills into the streets, and laughter lingers in the air. To many, Nakuru is a place of movement, opportunity, and life. But beneath this vibrancy lies a quieter, more uncomfortable reality. Every year, men and women walk out of the city's correctional facilities and return to streets that are not ready to receive them. No job, no welcome, no place that feels like theirs anymore. Society has already written its verdict, and it rarely leaves room for revision. Statistics reveal that recidivism rates remain high not because people are incapable of change, but because the systems meant to support that change are thin on the ground. Ex-offenders in Nakuru, as in much of Kenya, face rejection from families, locked doors at employers, and a community that would rather look away. For many, returning to crime is not a choice born of character, it is the only door left open. But some people have chosen to open a different door. Reshape is a community-based organization operating in Nakuru, and it has been on the front line of rehabilitating ex-offenders when few others were willing to step in. We sat with its directors, Margaret, Kimani, and Asumpta, Kivindo, to ask what gave them the courage to start this work and what has kept them going.
This organization started way back 2023 as a group of ex-convicts and non-ex-offenders. The reason why we thought of forming Reshape was because where I work, or I used to work, still I'm working there at Kituo cha Sheria, we help people get out of prison. But after that, that's where we leave them. Then we asked ourselves, where do these people go? Because in a matter of sense, they used to come back to the office and explain how they are suffering back to the community. Within the organization, we had a staff who was once upon a time an ex-convict. Her name is Asumpta, and she's the brain behind this. She came up with this idea of forming an organization where they can rehabilitate ex-offenders.
I thought of helping people who are the ex-offenders because I worked in this community and I found no one used to think of them or to talk to them or to sit with them and listen to them or give them a shoulder to lean on. I sat down and asked my friends, can we start something which we can be talking to the ex-offenders and listen to them and know how we can help them? There is where we began.
When she sold these ideas to us, we thought, that was a nice thing. She explained how actually the challenges that people are facing, and we related them to the real life.
When I sat down with my friends, they told me it is a good idea. So I sat with them, I gave them the directions, how it will be, we are supposed to do it. And they told me we can kick off. Mm-hmm. That is why we said we can have a reshape, and we are here.
The early days tested that courage quickly. Not long after they opened, a group of youths arrived at their offices. They were told by someone outside the organization that Reshape was there to punish them for breaking the law. It was a confrontation that could have ended everything before it began.
Some people used our CBO like a crime zone or a police station. I don't know, because there is a guy who came and said, we were being told by one of the leaders, when we start behaving weird, he will bring them here, mm-hmm, so that we can punish them. We don't punish. We just talk to people and bring peace to them. We told them that way, and they walked out in peace. They didn't know us. We were very new to the community, but we find ourselves, we have a lot of things to educate to the community, so that they can know who is Reshape and what impact Reshape is bringing to the community.
Among those who have come to accept and trust Reshape is Kevin Macharia, founder of Brothers Keeper. Kevin brings young people at risk to Reshape for mentorship, and the relationship has grown into something mutually sustaining. Reshape has helped him access recyclable materials including bottles and paper, giving his initiative both purpose and a steady income stream.
Reshape ilinipata, nilikuwa nimeweka hizo, watu wakiziona wanasema ni takataka. But sisi hiyo takataka kwetu ndio pesa. Unaona? So kulikuwa na rafiki mmoja huyu wiki tuliweza kupatana na yeye kama wamekuja kwa mkutano fulani ya Reshape mtaani. Walikuwa wanakuja kuongea kuhusu uongozi wa community yao wa nyumba 10 na nini. So since pia sisi tuko na hiyo inchi sana na historia wao wa nyumba 10. Hapo ndio tulipatana na Reshape kwa hiyo mkutano. Na since wakatuambia hao na deal na hii na hii na hii. Hapo tukashikana, na since nilikuwa na hobbyist yangu nitolikia hapo. Tukaingiana na so far nasema wamesaidia cause tumewapatia wasichana wengi na maboi. Wenye wanatoka shule, wengine wamejifunza kompyuta, wengine wanasoma dressing na tailoring. So nakuta niliona ni wa help cause Kenya tulitaka sana kutoka kwao ni wenye wanaweza tusaidia. Since wana deal na community, hata sisi pia tuna deal na community. Unaona? Haja tulikuwa tutakaje nao, tusaidiane nao, kusaidia hawasi. Unaona? Kwa sasa unakuta sisi tuna deal na hizo machupa nini, wametu help cause wametusaidia. Saa zingine wanatuombea machupa kwenye wanaenda hizo mavitabu, exercise books hizo. Unaona? So tunajaribu tuone na at least tuone kama tunaweza jisanya to expand such that tunaweza kuwa of helpful kwa community ikiwa sawa.
What truly distinguishes Reshape is where their work begins, not at the gate on release day, but inside the prison itself, 3 months before a person is set free. By the time someone walks out, they are not walking out alone.
All those people that have already served a sentence, they are victim. And they need to be assisted in one way or the other. Even if it's not to mentor them, or you're supposed to direct them to maybe to even look a place with a cause that maybe somebody was a carpenter, as I said. You know somebody that they can just be there for a certain duration of time before ajisimamie. Yeah, you start working with them since back there until that time, a maximum of 90 days to be precise.
Once released, each beneficiary spends 6 months with Reshape. It is a structured, intentional process built around counseling, life skills training, and financial support. A real bridge, not just a gesture, back into society.
Stay with them for 6 months, monitoring them.
Here we have the mental health, where we involve the psychologists and the counselors. We have several volunteers that come on board, and they give sessions to these good people we call ex-offenders. From there, we have the life skills trainings, where we train them. We have done so many connections and partnership within Nakuru County, where we introduce them to the system. They are offered their life skills courses, may it be sewing, the tailoring, the ICTs, there are so many, anyway, there are so many, the biddings, the plumbing, there are so many. It depends with an individual what she or he wants to do.
After the 6 months, they tell us what they want to go to the community and do. And if we have got the resources, we empower them, we rent for them somewhere, they start what they need, and we work with them for another journey of 1 year.
Not every wound that leads a person to prison is visible. Some begin in the place that should have been safest of all, home. Ruth agreed to speak with us. She asked only that her face not be shown. Her story begins with her husband who poured acid on her lower abdomen. In a moment consumed by fear and pain, she picked up what remained and poured it back. She was the one who rushed him to hospital afterward. He died 2 weeks later from organ failure. Ruth was convicted and served 3 months in prison. She carries the weight of that day with her still, but she also carries something else now. When we met her, she spoke not from a place of shame, but from one quiet, hard-won strength. Ruth is one of Reshape's beneficiaries, and what they gave her was something no courtroom had offered, the chance to be heard.
I went home, mahali nilizaliwa. Pia unajua, watu wenu pia hawatakupenda sana, so wanaona uliua. Hata utaexplainia nani ya kuelewa? Nobody could understand you. So nikarudi Nakuru. Pati akili inanipiga tu. Sasa unajua sina hata akili ya kufanya anything. Hata sitaki kufanya chochote. Nafikiria tu niko na case kotini yenye sikutaka. Watoto wangu ndio hao wanateseka. Nilikuwa naishi vizuri, all of a sudden maisha imebadilika. Mimi afadhali nikufe. That is the time nikakuja kwa mama mwingine rafiki yangu, tulikuwa tunashiriki na yeye. Sasa unajua unatafuta friends uone wanakuambia kuongelesha vibaya, afadhali uende ukufe. That's when alintroduce kwa hao watu wa Reshape. Ndio walikuwa wamefungua, nikakuja wakaniongelesha. But sikuwa naona meaning. Unajua ukilose hope kwa maisha, you don't see the meaning of anything. Kaniongelesha, nikaenda nikakaa. After 1 week tena wakanipigia simu nikarudi. They introduced me to a counselor. Manyali ni counsel for almost 2 months. Hata akaita watoto wangu. But nilikuwa namwambia I'm not seeing the meaning of life. Sioni kuishi tena. But thank God for our madams na huyo. I used to come for counseling very much. Hata kama nilikuwa nakuja naenda nafikiria hata wananiongelesha hivi. Life yangu itarudi aje? Why? Kwa nini niishi sitaki? But waka insist. They are good anyway. Waka insist ndio nikaanza kujirudia. Watoto walikuwa wanakuja counseling. From there, walikuwa niambia life inaweza endelea. Tunawaambia na hii kesi iko kotini. Wakaniambia ufanye kesi. You never know, Mungu anaweza kutetea. Kwa sababu huku ana nia, huku unakusudia.
Kevin Macharia speaks about what drew him to Reshape and what the organization has meant to him personally. From someone who once kept his distance, he has become one of their most committed partners, and his own story of finding acceptance in the community now drives him to help keep young people away from crime.
Kwanza unaona, by the time nilitoka ndani, hakuna mwenye alikuwa ananitaka, cause unakuta kila mtu anaona huyu amehusika na mauaji, unaona? Anaona huyu mtu si mpoa. Hata nikipita hivi hakuna mtu mwenye anataka akue karibu na anataka stories zako, unaona? But ukiangalia mostly kama Reshape, Reshape ni kitu moja wamenisaidia sana, na haswa kwa maboy wetu. So tuna maboy kadhaa. Sinaomba sasa tumefika group yetu, tuko na group of 15 people. Unaona? Na wametusaidia cause hapo sinye wanaweka wako na wamezoea kuweka barazas huko nje. Wanakuja wanaweka hema hapo, wanaanza ku-educate community. Unaona? Unakuta maboy wengine wanakuja tunakaa nao hapo. Unaona? By the time wanaongeleshwa na community pia inaongeleshwa, unajua ule msana anaona sio ni akina nani siku hizi wanatembea na akina Reshape, unaona? Na Reshape nao wanakuja wanasaidia community. So unakuta inakuwa rahisi wewe hata wewe kukubalika home.
With limited resources, Reshape has built something tangible, a car wash run by ex-offenders. It is not a large operation, but what it represents is enormous. Work, routine, proof that they belong.
We have our car wash where we feel like it is their home. That is a place that you can spend a day there and you earn a living. As much as we cannot afford so many or habitate so many, at least they have somewhere that they can go. And that depends on how we see that person. If we vent you and we find that you're transparent and honest, then you get a job.
When we asked Ruth what she hoped for, her answer was not complicated. She hoped that more resources would reach organizations like Reshape so fewer people fall through the gaps. Asumpta's vision reaches further. She dreams of building a home for those entirely rejected by their families, a place for people with nowhere else to go.
Hata huwa tunawish kama wangepata resources wangetusaidia, because saa zingine hata ukija kuambia leo mimi nataka fare 100 ya kwenda kula, wakiwa naye watakupea. Wametujenga by the way. Mimi nitasema I did not bid for them. Maybe mimi ningekuwa nimekunywa sumu. Hata nilikuwa nimeinunua iko kwa nyumba, just ready, nilikuwa nimengoja ni kuandika tu will, niandike tu watoto wangu nikikufa hivi na hivi kuna kitu fulani niende. That is what I was waiting. But nashukuru hao Reshape walinichukua the time inafaa. Ndio wameniweka mpaka leo, wamenicancel. Tumeongea na wao. Wamenipea tumaini nyingine. That's why I'm still there.
What I needed for the ex-offenders was a halfway home, which is still in my mind. And if we want to help the ex-offenders, number one, it will be the halfway home, which will be their stepping stone.
Reshape began with 2 women and a belief that a person's worst moment should not be the last word written about them. In Nakuru, quietly and without fanfare, they are rewriting those stories one person at a time.